And here comes the train out of the tunnel. And it's a 4-engine ABBA F7s. And we'll see if all 11 cars make it across the crossing. One of the few times I haven't had cars derail, knock on wood, so far. This is kind of a heavy train because it's got a, one of the cars has brass car sides, and then the final car is a brass car. So there we go. Everything made it across. We'll catch up to it when it comes in on track 10. And here comes the train. It'll be coming in, of course, right back on track 10 again. This is a non-sound set of engines. And there you have it. Even one little glitch, we'll leave that in. And so there's the tail car, which is not a sleeper. It is basically a chair observation, which is why I got that one. And then here's the 11 cars with the engines. What we need to do now is to disconnect the power on this train, and then we'll break it up into two. That express box and that mail storage car over there next to the West Tower will then be moved over and will be part of the train split up into 11, which continues on into Dallas and down into Houston, Galveston area, and then 111, which goes to Tulsa, which is up in the center of the peninsula on this layout. Today we're going to use the Kansas City terminal switcher engine number 211. That's a Bachmann. Hopefully it'll run the whole time. It's got to take this express box and the RPO, and it needs to put them over in that area where the post office and the REA Express do their job. And then this is storage mail here, and this express box will then get added back to this train. This is the one that's numbered 111, and it'll go to Dallas. So, and then when we'll build the rest of the train, especially those last two down there. There's been some switching off camera, and then that'll form 211, which is the Tulsan. So we'll go ahead and do some of that, and if it all works, I'll show it to you. If it doesn't, I won't show it to you. Here comes the little switcher engine that could. It would be nice if I flipped the turnouts in there correct. So it's got to go back over to track 6. We'll stop. Here it comes, and we'll put it over here in front of Morris Station for the time being. Now we got Santa Fe engine 2408, the NW2 switcher. It'll come over and get those two that needs to be taken over to the REA Express and post office area over there. You saw this one in action when I did the Grand Canyon. It's hard to do this at one hand. I have to help it. There you go. And I'll go ahead and set the turnouts and then we'll move them. This time we're just going to put these over there on track 4. We'll see how far we can get. And sorry, it's just hard to keep up with all the track cleaning duties. So. The one over there with the blue push pin has been giving me some trouble. So those two cars are over there on track 4. We're going to bring the switcher around on the runaround track here, which is track 14, this one. And then it'll go pick up those last two cars down there and put them on the next track, which is track 11. And now I got the switcher coming in and pick up these last two cars. I have to double check the couplers. Give me a second. So here we go. And then he'll shove them on track 11. And once again, I'm doing them out here in the open where you can see them. And that NW2 switcher is a BLI. Okay, we'll have to stop here, and I only have a few electronically powered turnouts, and that number 5 is one of them. And we'll go to reverse. And track 11, you'll have to pardon me while I move my hand. That's a hand-powered one. So now hopefully nothing derails. While I drift a little bit, I got to make sure. Track 11 is now powered. Okay, I'm going to cut it right here while I disconnect the engine and put it back in the engine facility. And the express box and the storage mail back from sitting near Morris with the Kansas City Terminal Railroad switcher. And we'll put those back on track 10 in front of the rest of the train. Hopefully everything is set right. There are a total of 98 turnouts on this layout, and like I said earlier, not all of them are powered. And that's a nice little switcher. You got to keep the wheels pretty clean. And here she comes, under the bridge. It's not as noisy as the BLI switcher, but that BLI switcher does run pretty good. So we'll stop it here, and we'll go ahead and attach it and get the switcher out of the way, and we'll come back and I'll show you how we build the Tulsa. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the ABBA engines that brought train number 11 here to Union Station, and we're going to put them on the front of the 9 cars that go to Dallas. And I'll show you just the beginning of it, and then when it backs up, we won't bore you with the stuff in between. We've got the 4 engines back onto the 9 cars that are going to Dallas, and you see 2 of the cars that go to Tulsa sitting there. So we're going to allow the train 111 to sit there for a few moments while we put the other train together. What you see now, as long as I can handle doing this with my hands, is we've got 4 cars coming out of the coach yard led by the NW2 switcher. And we'll go ahead and put those on in front of the other 2 cars that are over here. So we have a baggage, RPO, heavyweight, 2 coaches. Today they're lucky, they get a coach club and a dining car. Here we go. I did all the switching, put the engine away. I had to change out a couple of wheels on this first car. It was hanging up, so what you hear in the background is the motive power for the train 211. And what it is, it's number 50 and a E6B that will be coming out of the engine facility and hopefully make it all the way over without stalling. So if I've got everything set right. So we'll bring it out and we'll see where it goes. So here it is, 50, which is the only DL109 that Santa Fe had. Nobody made, and this is a Lifelike. And this one here is a BLI E6B that matched up with it, since no one makes a DL110. There used to be somebody who made a shell years ago, but they're out of business, and I never could find one. So this will be the motive power for train 211, which is already marked over here, as is train 111 over there. So we'll bring it over and put it in front of its cars. And here it comes back onto track 11. And they're coupled. So here you go. This is another one of the trains like the Grand Canyon. So 11 came in from Chicago to Union Station with 11 cars. It was taken apart. The two rear cars from train 11, these two here, were put on to train 211 going to Tulsa. The remaining cars, which were, there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, were from train 11. These two cars here, the express box and the storage mail, were added here, and they're going to Dallas. So that's their next destination. And I forgot to mention the two cars that were taken off of train 11, the RPO and the storage express car are over there by the REA Express and the post office for processing. So that's all for this session. What they would do is train 111 will continue, of course, down on the, as I turn, down on the main line going west, and it will go down to staging and probably park either on this side or the other side and staging. Down here, this is staging yard A, and B is on the other side. And the other train would go up here to Tulsa, and you can see some, I've been working a little bit on the bridges for the Tulsa station, the top of which is in a box on the floor. So that's it for this time. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.